How can you go from 0 to 100k fast in FC26? That is a question you guys have been asking me non-stop recently. But today I'm going to be showing you how you can start with nothing and make hundreds of thousands of coins. All you've got to do to say thank you is drop a like down below and subscribe. And don't forget to hype if you're on mobile. So you're probably thinking, why is he opened with a pack when we're doing a video on how to make coins? Well, packs can make you coins. If we go over to classic packs, you will see I've obviously already opened my most recent silver preview pack, and it was a little bit of a dud. Nothing crazy in there. Obviously a couple weeks ago, this would have been worth your while, but it isn't right now. We've got, as you can see here, a gold preview pack. We're going to pop this open. The reason this is something that we talk about first is it's the first thing that you can get where if there's something profitable in there, it's something to work towards and can give you essentially free coins. We've not lucked out here, but if that was an English manager and we maybe had a hunter or a shadow in there, that would certainly be worth our while. Now, when you have no coins, it's very difficult to build because even the bronze pack method will be out of your budget. And that is one of the many ways you can build up once you have a few thousand coins. The first stop is going to be having a look through objectives. Now, there's a few of these where you will get coins now. In your Thunderstruck daily play, you're going to get 500 coins every time you play 3 games and a further 1,000 coins every time you play 5 games, which means every single day you've got 1,500 coins for free. If you're sick of every FC game feeling like the World Cup final and everyone's got a better team than you,
can't go on like this, can it?
It can.
Well, if you can't beat them, join them. I partnered with Eldorado to give you the cheapest coins in FC26, where you can get millions far cheaper than anywhere else. Not only that, but it's a safe, trusted, and reliable service used by thousands. And with my code PRO5, you get 5% off. And to complete this, you can do something like go on squad battles, play the game in the background. So, you know, you might watch TV, you might be playing on your phone, you might be doing a number of things, but play in the background and get that completed. And what that will also work towards is at the end of the week, if you do a few games on maybe professional for a featured squad, and then even if you do the rest of these on professional, you walk away with about 5,500 points, which probably sits you in the silver categories, which means at the end of the week, you're also going to get some more free coins. Now, the bronze pack method is a good next step. Now, although the bronze pack method is brilliant, this is the best thing to do. Your prime silver and prime bronze upgrade, you can do them for free by doing the daily bronze and silver upgrade, which are over here. And what it means is you're going to turn untradeable bronze and silvers that you've got for free into coins. You'll make about 5k on the lower end with just quick selling all of this, and if you get a good card in any of it, you can make much more. Now, right now, special cards are in the absolute mud. If we go for Team of the Weeks, you can literally pick up Team of the Weeks that are 83 for 10,500 coins. If we go over to even higher rated Team of the Weeks, I've got Bruno Guimaraes in mind. An 87 rated Team of the Week, you can grab him for literally 12,500 coins. Now, realistically, this is a great bidding opportunity for these cards. We do need to make a little bit more in order to move up to those. But for reference, one, as an investment, this is an absolute ridiculous place to start. On the basis of selling him for maybe 12,500 coins, there are a ton that we can just bid on. And if you hold him, this is a guaranteed big return investment. Now, looking at the absolute gem of chemistry styles, we've got Shadow here. We're looking at around 4,000 coins for these now. They have gone down a little bit from their previous max price, and of course we can still do, you know, compare price on these. I mean, that is a steal. If we'd managed to get that, that would be pretty much guaranteeing a double on your coins there. Even this one, oh, another one, Jesus, a lot of 2k right now. Now, the problem that you had with Shadow buy now trading is that, like you saw with those 2Ks, like you saw with the other cards there, they will instantly sell. It's very hard to actually get any of these because either bots or other people just spamming this. The best thing you're going to do with these is bid. So if we go on the basis of selling them at about 3.6 or 7, you can see there's a ton here that have nowhere near that kind of pricing in their last 10 minutes, and you just want to monitor those. We can move this up to 3.5 just to see where the cards are sat. So actually it looks like we realistically need to go a little bit further back in time, as in, you know, these kind of ones that have 8 or 9 minutes left, and then we'll monitor those. So we will come back to those, but let's go for something a little bit easier in the meantime. Engine is always one that can be quite cheap, a little bit too cheap to be trading with right now. Let's see if we can get them at the absolute minimum. It seems like realistically you can pick these up for 400 coins, which is pretty damn low. Let's see if we can bid them for 200, because that's going to be a very easy flip. Now, obviously, it seems like even these, they're on their sort of 10 minutes for that kind of pricing. Let's push it up to 300 coins. We can see one there for 250. We got one there for 250. So a lot of these are getting into their final minutes before really hitting those prices. Now, obviously, we don't want to bid as much as 300. If we look at how much actually these are going to sell for, 450. Okay, they are going quite quickly. So actually, we can bid as much as 300. Even 350 coins is still acceptable. So let's get these bids up. Now, remember, this is very, very low-end trading. This is if you are on a very low budget. I did not mean to put 400 on that. So that is a mistake on my part. Hopefully we get outbidded on that one. I don't know why anyone would buy now them at 600 coins. That's really stupid. We have obviously people already going up on those shadows. So shadows right now seems a lot more difficult. We are in fact winning the engines quite easily though. The first engine there for 350, we're going to list that at 500 coins. It seemed like that was a reasonable point to put these. So realistically, after EA tax, we're going to make 125 coins. 10 of those is 1.2k, which is actually a really good start. Now on this one for 400, we're not making as much, but it's okay. Every little helps. Make 75 coins there, and paired with our previous 125, that's 200 coins. And evidently the engines are a lot easier than the shadows right now. So obviously take that to note. Engines are probably going to be quite easy, and then realistically I can imagine hawks are going to be similarly easy. Very, very similar price, I can imagine. Let's have a look if we can get these for 400. We can. Next step up is always realistically managers. You've got England managers at a very, very cheap price right now. They historically have been like 4 or 5k. They are nowhere near that right now, so realistically very, very easy to get some buys on these. Obviously bear in mind a lot of people will be making a loss on these, so they're probably just going to want to get the coins done quickly, or they've got them from a bronze pack, a gold pack, and they just want to get, you know, a quick return. So you're going to be able to pick up a lot of these for 500. Obviously these two here at 600 I would usually pick up just to move the market price, but there are so many at 650. I mean, actually none are under the 10 minutes. Do you know what, we'll grab these two at 600 because we'll list them both at 700. So 700 coins we're going to list these both for. Not a crazy profit, you know, both of those making about 70 coins, but because we bought the two cheapest on the market, we are actually technically pushing the market price up a little bit there. There are not as many available at 650. We've got one there at 500, so once again we'll pop that up for 700 again, and slowly we'll just pick up a few of these. As I say, it only makes sense to do that if when we look at 650 they're not getting down to the last half an hour, which means all of these will be bought before they get there. When we go to 700 they're not even getting to the last 5 minutes, so even then we definitely know we're guaranteed to sell at both of them prices. So we can just still pick up anything that comes up at 600, knowing that 7 or 750 is an acceptable price to go these for. We're not making crazy amounts on each card, but we're making profit on every single card here. And once again, although sniping is absolutely successful right now, bidding is going to be even more successful. If we are able to pick these up the way we are on snipes, bidding is just going to be an absolute ease for us. So first of all, we got 350 there, we got 500 there, 250 there. You don't really want to bid on the 500s, to be honest, as much, but obviously we can go up to, realistically, I mean 750 for the sale. EA tax is about 40 coins. If we go up to 600, we realistically still be making enough to be acceptable. You will find that the gold rares are more expensive, so we can bid a little bit more on those. Now once you've made a little bit of profit here, we do have a lot of options. What I would remind you guys of is one thing you can spend a little bit of time on just in the play versus AI section is moments. I have currently 53 tokens. I'm edging towards the rare gold players pack. Once I've done that, I probably won't do much more moments unless they refresh the moment store, which I doubt they will, but it is really easy. You've got a 1-star moments pack that takes like 40 seconds to complete and will get you a very good welcome pack. You've got 3 consumable packs for 10 stars each. Basically 10 minutes of your time can make you like 50 to 60k on there, so it's absolutely worth it. We've missed out on Parker there, obviously a little bit more out of our budget. Engine there, 450 is okay. We've got this guy probably coming in for 400 coins. That one probably comes in. We can see it's okay to bid on some of these up. You do sometimes have to manage your bids a bit and make sure that no one is outbidding you. We will bid up, as I say, up to about 500 on these cards. Even 600 would be acceptable. We want to keep it as low as possible. Now obviously I mentioned Gamarage as a good investment. He is a good investment. All informs are so undervalued right now. It's absolutely worth just having a look at some of the ones that are in packs. Can you get them cheaply on bid? I mean, Minan right now 10,750 on a bid, and that's the most recent one on the market, so we'll absolutely bid 11,250 there. We'll bet on a few of these. Now I do understand that bidding on these cards, you know, it takes a lot of coins. That was 40k that's just gone down the drain straight away, and if you are waiting for those to be outbid, sometimes you won't have the coin. So you do want to wait until you've maybe made 15 to 20k to even start having a look at this, but it's so easy to pick some of these cards up that long term are going to be very good investments for you. And if you would be so kind to do a little extra to help out the video, down below there's a new feature on YouTube which is called hype. If enough of you hype this video, we can hit the leaderboards and it will push the channel further, and I can create more and better content for you. While you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, obviously we do have Thunderstruck cards as well. These can be completely dirt cheap, as you can see, a lot of these on the cheaper end. So what you want to do is just slot Playstyle Plus only in there and see see how cheap they can be on that basis. Obviously, you will have to filter different things here to get these to go for a better price. A lot of these are incredibly cheap. So when you go to Premier League, things get a little bit more expensive. If we take off the pricing, we've only got Rodri, Timber, Pedro Neto, Waltmade. So obviously Waltmade and Rodri and Dallo basically just being the cheapest selection of these. But because they're both on the filter at about 54, it makes it a lot easier to make profit here. It is a very good number to be sniping from. We know at about 54,000 coins, realistically, 10% of that is 5.4. Half of that is EA tax, so 2,700. So I know if I knock this down to anything like 51 or anything below, I am making profit on that card. Realistically, you want to go to 50 and you're going to be making 1.3k profit per card you pick up. Now obviously there isn't going to be millions of these coming up, but there will be a fair few. And if you're doing this for an hour and picking up, you know, 30-40 of these cards, I know that that is a lot of cards, but doing it an hour, you will find an absolute ton of them. You will make a good profit. Now if we go to the absolute cheapest on the market right now, 53.5, if we go to the end, we can do our compare pricing, and that's when we wait for one of these cards to pop up. And you're just looking realistically for anything that starts with 50 instead of sort of 53, 52, 51. 51 will be profitable. Obviously it's just very marginally profitable, so you want to make that a little bit more when you are picking up at this kind of price. We've got a Waltmade there at 53.5. Now we just want to check what the next cheapest Waltmade is, just to make sure that it's worth buying him. So that 53.5 would have been absolute steal. So I did not know that that Waltmade was so valuable, so it's good to check the value of these other cards, because I've just missed a Waltmade that I probably could have got and we would have made a decent bit on him. So bear that in mind. Make sure you're aware of the pricings of the other cards. We can see Timbers are being listed as well. I mean, off that Waltmade alone, selling at 58, the EA tax would have been about 3,000 coins. So we've missed out on about a 2k profit, which is kind of what we're making on the Timbers anyway. But realistically, it's a bit disappointing, because if I'd known, I would have snapped that up and we'd be in the money. So a bit of a shame, because obviously when you're making sort of 2-3k a card, or disappointment when you are missing out on any of these. And also that goes to show sometimes it doesn't benefit you. You know, here I'm going at 53, but actually if I was going at 53 before, I never would have even seen the Waltmade. So it actually sometimes benefits you to have a bit of a compare price slightly higher, and as long as you're just at the end of that track, you're going to be seeing some more of those cards. So we'll sit at 53.5 just in case another Waltmade pops up, and we'll keep going until we've made a good bit of profit here. Now one thing I would recommend to a lot of you is obviously moving on to the bronze pack method once you've made some coins, and just filtering out squads of the mixed league upgrade. Now the reason being, this only essentially requires bronze and silver cards apart from that last set. You will walk away with a lot of cards from this repetitively. You know, you're being bolstering out your cards, but on top of that, what you're also going to find is good coin returns, because when it's essentially free to do the SBC, the bronze pack method has a good return anyway. When you're just doing the mixed leagues, you can sell the Lib and Sud cards, making you a good sort of K a piece anyway, and filter everything into here. You will make a ton of profit. Now I've made a video on this before, I'll leave that down in the description, and if you need any other help, make sure to let me know. As always, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.